What if the tightness in your neck isn't just stress? What if it's emotion that never found a voice? Take a moment. Where are you watching this from? Your room, your car, your bed? Wherever you are, notice how your neck feels right now. Is it heavy, stiff, slightly warm, or quietly aching, as if it's been holding something for far too long? They say the body remembers what the mind tries to forget, and the neck, this slender bridge between the heart and the head, carries more than just bones and muscles. It carries words we never spoke, emotions we swallowed, tears that never fell. Imagine it like a sacred doorway, a passage where your truth travels upward from the heart and your voice carries it into the world. But what happens when we silence that truth? When we tighten our throat every time we wanted to cry, to scream, or to simply say, "That hurt me"? Something begins to lock inside us. And over time, it becomes weight. Ancient healers used to say that energy moves like water. It must flow freely through every channel of the body. But when emotion gets trapped, through fear, shame, grief, it hardens like frozen water behind a dam. You can feel it as that dull ache near your neck or that sudden catch in your breath when someone touches an old memory. The philosopher Louise Hay, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, once wrote, "The neck represents flexibility, the ability to see what's behind us, beside us, and ahead of us. And when we become emotionally rigid, unable to turn toward our pain, the neck stiffens to remind us something inside you needs to move again." But science, too, whispers the same truth, only in a different language. Behind this feeling of emotional weight lies a living highway of nerves called the vagus nerve, the body's most mysterious messenger. It runs from your brainstem, down through your neck, touching your heart, lungs, and gut, carrying the story of every emotion you've ever felt. When you feel shame, grief, or fear, the vagus nerve tenses, narrowing the breath, tightening the muscles of the neck. It's as if your nervous system is saying, "I'm not safe to speak. I'm not safe to let go." And yet the moment you relax this space, through gentle touch, through breath, through awareness, the vagus nerve releases its grip. Your voice softens, your body sighs. And sometimes you cry without knowing why. Ancient texts spoke of this too. In the Upanishads, it is said, "Where the breath rests, there lies the bridge between the seen and the unseen." That bridge, for most of us, runs through the throat, the neck, the center of expression, a place where the soul and the body meet to speak their truth. But modern life doesn't give us space to listen. We scroll through silence. We smile when our hearts tremble, and every unspoken emotion adds another invisible stone around the neck. Tell me, how many times have you smiled when you wanted to scream? How many times did you say, "I'm fine," when your body whispered, "I'm not"? That's where the hidden weight gathers. You might not see it, but your body feels it every single day. In the way your shoulders tighten when you think of someone who hurt you. In the way your breath shortens when someone interrupts you. In the way your voice shakes when you finally speak your truth. There's an ancient art of releasing this weight, not through words, but through gentle touch. Through pressing a sacred point along the neck that tells the nervous system, "You're safe now. It's okay to let go." We'll explore that in a moment. But first, just breathe. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Feel that small pulse beneath your skin, a quiet reminder that you're still here, still healing. If something in these words felt close to your story, pause this video for just a second and whisper to yourself, "I'm ready to release." And if you're ready to go deeper, stay close to the spine gospel. We're about to awaken what your body has been trying to tell you all along. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your body not as flesh and bone, but as a map, glowing with rivers of light. Every line, every pulse, every gentle current is a message from your inner world, guiding you toward balance, toward peace, toward release. We've forgotten this map. In chasing the noise of the world, we stopped hearing the whispers of our own biology. But long before science named the vagus nerve, Before therapists spoke of stored emotions, ancient healers traced these same pathways. They called them nadis in India, meridians in China, energy rivers in the temples of Egypt. Each culture gave it a name. But they were all describing the same sacred truth, that the body is not just a structure, it's a story. Every muscle holds memory, every cell listens, and when one pathway is blocked, the entire map begins to lose its harmony. Think of your neck again, that meeting point between thought and feeling. When emotion becomes trapped here, it's like a river that stops flowing. The energy pools, pressure builds, and the mind begins to echo that tension. You might feel restless without knowing why. You might dream of running or flying or shouting, but wake up with your throat dry and your shoulders tight. That's not coincidence. That's communication. In the book The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, he writes, "The body reacts to suppressed emotions not as memory, but as present experience. In other words, your body doesn't know it's over. It still believes the pain is happening now." Ancient wisdom knew this long before neuroscience did. In The Tao of Healing by Dr. Watching Ni, there's a passage that says, "When the mind forgets, the body remembers." The wise one listens to both. That's what this map is asking of you, to listen. When you rub the side of your neck, when you breathe deeply into that space, you're not just easing muscles, you're speaking to the deepest part of yourself, the part that has been waiting to be heard. Notice what happens when you place your fingers gently on the side of your neck, just below the ear, tracing downward toward your collarbone. This is where the vagus nerve flows, a river connecting your voice, your heart, and your gut. When you touch it softly, you're reminding your body you're safe to express, you're safe to feel, and something begins to happen. Your breath lengthens, your heart slows. Your body begins to remember what peace feels like. Science now calls this state vagal tone. Spiritual traditions call it alignment. But in truth, they are the same thing. Your nervous system isn't separate from your spirit. It is the spirit, expressed in biology. The same light the ancients saw in meditation. The same golden current that priests spoke of as divine breath. That is what science now traces as the flow of energy within your nervous system. In the sacred texts of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, there is a hidden line that reads, "Within man flows a current of fire. When stilled, it heals. When awakened, it speaks." Perhaps this current is what modern science now calls the vagal pathway, the living thread between emotion and expression. So when you rub that point on your neck, you are awakening more than nerves. You are awakening memory. You are reactivating your body's forgotten intelligence. Let yourself feel it, not as something to fix, but as something to hear. Because every ache, every stiffness, every silent cry from your body isn't a flaw. It's a map leading you home. Before we move deeper, pause here for a second. Press your fingers gently on your neck again. Breathe in and exhale slowly. Now tell me, did you feel warmth? A tingling? Maybe a sudden calm? That's not random. That's your body saying, "You've found me again." Bring your attention back to your neck. Right here is where your jaw softens into your throat. This small curve, just below the ear, running down toward the collarbone. This is where centuries of tension hide in silence. Ancient healers once called it the gate of emotion. Today, science calls it the carotid sinus, the home of the vagus nerve, a small but sacred channel that connects your body to peace. Let's explore it together. Place 2 fingers gently on the side of your neck, not pressing hard, just resting with awareness. Feel that subtle pulse beneath your skin. That's not just blood moving. That's your life rhythm responding. Now take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale softly through your mouth. Imagine a soft golden light traveling from your fingertips deep into the nerve beneath. This is the sacred point of release. When you touch this spot, you're not forcing anything. You're simply inviting your body to let go, to remember what safety feels like. In the book, The Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve by Stanley Rosenberg, he explains, By gently stimulating the vagus nerve through touch or movement, we remind the nervous system that it is safe to relax. Isn't that beautiful? You're not fixing your body. You're speaking to it in the oldest language it knows, sensation. Breathe again. This time, as you exhale, imagine a soft blue mist releasing from your neck, like fog lifting from a still lake. That's your stored emotion, your unspoken words, the feelings that never found a voice. Finally beginning to move. If you begin to feel warmth, tingling, or even tears forming, that's completely natural. It's the body's way of saying, I'm ready to feel again. In Molecules of Emotion by Dr. Candace Pert, she writes, emotions are not just in the mind, they are stored in the body, in every cell, as chemical messengers of our inner truth. So when you touch this point, you're not only relaxing muscles, you're releasing chemistry, memory, and energy all at once. Now, shift your focus slightly lower to the soft hollow above your collarbone. Place your palm there gently, like a mother calming her child. Breathe in slowly. Feel that soft rise and fall. This area, known in Taoist healing as the throat gate, is the bridge between your heart and your voice. When emotion gets trapped here, you might find it hard to speak your truth, to express sadness, love, or forgiveness. But as you breathe and gently rub this point, you are opening that bridge again. In Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anadia Judith, she beautifully explains, when energy rises freely through the throat, truth flows effortlessly into the world. Stay here a little longer. Let your touch be slow, kind, curious. You might even whisper something softly. I'm safe now. I give myself permission to release. These words, spoken in rhythm with your breath, carry power, not because they're magic, but because your nervous system listens to tone, not grammar. It feels vibration before it interprets meaning. Now take one last deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently rub that same point in a small circular motion. Imagine the light beneath your fingers expanding, moving down your spine, through your chest and into your heart. That's the release. Subtle, silent, sacred. The moment where body and energy finally agree, it's okay to let go. In The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, he writes, when you let go of the energy that builds inside you, you don't lose yourself, you return to yourself. That's exactly what you're doing now. Returning. If you can, close your eyes for a few seconds longer. Notice the quiet after the breath, the stillness after the touch. This silence, this pause, is your body resetting its own harmony. And before we move ahead, pause once more. Place your hand over your heart. Say softly, I remember this peace. I will return to it whenever I need. Stay here a little longer. Feel that quiet hum beneath your skin. What you're sensing now, that calm, that warmth, that subtle trembling inside, isn't random. It's the echo of emotion leaving the body. Every emotion you've ever held has a vibration, a rhythm the body remembers long after the mind forgets. And when you release it, the body doesn't just let go. It rewrites its own melody. That's what's happening inside you right now, a silent symphony of healing. For years, you may have carried invisible stories in your neck, unspoken words, swallowed tears, emotions that had no place to go. But through the simple act of touch and awareness, you've told your body it's safe now to feel. In Healing Trauma by Dr. Peter A. Levine, he writes, trauma is not in the event itself, but in the body's inability to release the energy of that event. When you rubbed that sacred point, you didn't erase the past. You allowed its energy to complete its cycle. And now, the echo of that completion moves through your entire system, from the neck to the heart to the breath. You may notice subtle changes, a sigh that comes without effort, shoulders that drop naturally, eyes that suddenly feel lighter. This is your nervous system exhaling. This is the parasympathetic state, the moment when your body shifts from defense to trust. In scientific language, this is the activation of the vagus nerve's calming branch. It lowers heart rate, balances blood pressure, and releases healing chemicals like oxytocin, the same hormone that flows when a mother holds her child. You see, that gentle touch on your neck is not mechanical, it's deeply biological. Your body is responding to care, to connection, to being noticed again. But beyond biology, something mystical happens too. As the tension melts, buried emotions begin to surface. Some may rise as tears, some as laughter, some as silence. That is not weakness. It's awakening. In You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, she reminds us, the body loves us deeply. It never forgets to breathe, to heal, to balance, even when we've forgotten to love ourselves. Let that sink in. Your body isn't against you. It's been protecting you, carrying you, waiting for this exact moment of release. When the neck relaxes, energy begins to rise. It travels upward, clearing the fog from the mind, and downward, grounding peace into the heart. This is the emotional echo, the soft wave that moves through your entire field after a deep release. You might feel sleepy, or you might feel charged with clarity. You might even find memories surfacing, faces, moments, words that once carried pain, but now feel distant, harmless, almost forgiven. That's because the body processes emotion not through thought, but through movement, through vibration, breath, and stillness. And when that movement returns, forgiveness follows. In The Heart's Code by Dr. Paul Pearsall, he wrote, "The heart stores the vibrational memory of every emotion we have ever experienced. When we learn to feel again, the heart begins to sing its original song." What a beautiful thought, that the heart is singing again. Perhaps that's what you're hearing now. Not with your ears, but with your presence. Notice how your breath feels in this moment. Is it softer? Does it travel deeper without effort? That's the sign that the vagus flow has been restored. You are literally reprogramming your body from survival to peace. And peace is not silence. It's a gentle hum of harmony. It's the moment when body, mind, and soul begin to move together again. Now take a slow, conscious breath. Imagine that same golden light from before rising up your spine, touching your heart, and then resting softly behind your eyes. That is your awareness expanding. That is emotion transforming into wisdom. In The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, he wrote, "When you feel emotion without resistance, it loses its power and becomes pure energy. That's the alchemy of release. You've turned emotion into energy, pain into presence, and maybe now you realize that healing was never about doing something new. It was about remembering what was always inside you." As you sit in this stillness, ask yourself softly, what emotion did I release today? Write it in the comments, not for validation, but for reflection. Your story might awaken someone else's courage to heal. And if you feel called to share more deeply, tell me your story in the comments, because on the Spine Gospel, your experience becomes someone's medicine. Your words can travel farther than you imagine. Now breathe once more and thank your body for carrying you, for feeling with you, for trusting you again. The emotional echo has spoken. The shift has begun. Healing doesn't end with a single touch. It begins there. The sacred point on your neck is not just a doorway, it's a reminder. Each time you gently rub that space, you whisper to your body, "I remember." And that memory grows stronger with practice. So here's something simple, a small ritual for your mornings or nights. Find a quiet place. Sit comfortably or lie down if that feels better. Place 2 fingers on the side of your neck, right where we began, just below the ear, tracing toward your collarbone. Now, breathe in slowly through your nose. As you exhale, imagine your breath flowing down through your body, washing away yesterday's tension. Do this 3 times. No rush, no control, just gentle presence. After your 3rd breath, softly rub that point in a small circular motion. With every circle, repeat to yourself, "I allow peace to flow through me. I release what no longer serves me." You'll notice the body respond. The shoulders drop, the face softens, the chest opens slightly. That's the vagus nerve remembering its rhythm. In The Healing Self by Dr. Deepak Chopra and Dr. Rudolph Tanzi, they write, "Healing is not an act. It is a rhythm. The more often you align with it, the stronger it becomes. So even 2 minutes a day is enough." This simple ritual keeps your nervous system tuned to calm. It retrains your body to choose peace before panic and softness before struggle. Over time, you may begin to notice changes. Your sleep deepens, your digestion smooths. Your reactions become slower, gentler, wiser. That's not magic. That's neurobiology meeting mindfulness. And yet there is something sacred in that. Because the more you honor your body's language, the more your life begins to respond. One day, you'll find yourself in a moment that once triggered anxiety or anger, and instead of tightening your throat, you'll take a slow breath, rub that sacred point, and feel your body say, I know this place, and I choose peace. That is the future change. Not instant, not dramatic, but steady, like the rising sun. And as it continues, your body becomes not a burden, but a prayer. Every movement, a message of healing. Every breath, a quiet affirmation that you are home again. When you reach this point, take a deep breath. Because what you've just learned isn't just another healing method. It's a return to the truth that was always within you. We spend our lives trying to fix what's outside, careers, relationships, appearances, but the real transformation begins inside, in the quiet spaces we avoid. That single point on your neck wasn't just muscle or skin. It was memory. It was emotion turned to stone, waiting for your permission to breathe again. Each time you touch it, gently, mindfully, you're reminding your body that it is safe to feel again. You're speaking the language of release that no words can describe. And soon something subtle shifts. Your shoulders loosen, your breath deepens, and the fog in your mind begins to lift. This isn't magic. It's remembrance. The ancients knew this well, that healing doesn't come from escaping the body, but by returning to it, by honoring the places that hold our pain and thanking them for protecting us until we were ready to feel again. Every trapped emotion you release creates space for clarity, for peace, for love. And one day, you'll realize that the person you were trying to become was simply your natural state, waiting underneath all along. So tonight, before you sleep, place your hand once more on that sacred point of release. Whisper softly to yourself, I'm safe to feel, I'm ready to heal, and let your body answer in its own language, through warmth, tingling, or tears. All of it is energy finding its way home. Now it's your turn. Tell me, what did you feel when you tried this? Did you sense warmth, pressure, or emotion rising? Share your story in the comments. I read every one. Your journey might just become the next story we explore here on Beyond the Figure. If this helped you in even the smallest way, help us reach 10,000 subscribers by sharing this video with someone who needs healing too. And before you go, tell me where you're watching from, your city, your name, and the time you felt this message reach your heart. Because somewhere out there, another soul is searching for this same light. Let's guide them home, together.